Okay, welcome my fellow Chemilites. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to balance an equation using the algebraic method. This is the most accurate method ever, though it might not be the fastest, but it's the most accurate. If you get the answer, you've gotten it. And after showing you how to get it, I'll also show you how to cross-check if it's actually correct. Okay, now let's move on. What do we have here? We have this, as you can see, this compound and everything, but the whole reaction, it looks complex. So like this method, what they call it, the inspection method, it might not be the best method to use because you might actually start making some mistakes. So let's get into it. Chill, it's not hard, we just have to take it step by step. So first of all, we have to assign a coefficient, an arbitrary coefficient. So let's go with this. I don't want to use A, B, and C because actually it looks like the compound. You have to use something off. So let's use W, X, Y, and Z. Okay. So now, first of all, let's bring out the elements. We have sodium, we have phosphorus, we have oxygen, we have magnesium, we have chlorine. So let's get into this business. Okay, carefully look at the information given to you. We have sodium. How many sodium do we have here? We have sodium to be 3 here. So what do we now see? We have 3W is equal to what? How many sodium do we have here? A sodium, 1 sodium. So what will happen? This sodium is under the influence of Y, the coefficient, the arbitrary coefficient. Don't forget it, because if you forget it, you miss it. So we have what? 3W equals to 1Y. Now let's move over to phosphorus. How many phosphorus do we have? We have phosphorus to be 1. So we now have W equal to what? How many phosphorus? I have 2 phosphorus. Due to what? Actually it's 1 phosphorus. But based on the bracket is under the influence of 2. So 2 multiplied by 1 is what? 2. We have how many there? 2Z. So it has to be 2Z. Sorry, it's written like this, 2Z. Okay, if we have 2Z here, oxygen is what? We have oxygen to be 4. So what would we say? We have 4W. How many oxygen do we have that side? We have 8 oxygen. Due to what? Oxygen is actually 4. Due to the influence of 2, it has to be what? 2 times 4, which is what? 8. So we have how many? 8Z. And magnesium. How many magnesium do we have on the reactant side? We have 1 magnesium. So what we'll say? We say X equal to what? How many magnesium do we have there? 3 magnesium. So we have magnesium to be 3Z. Okay. Chlorine. We have chlorine to be how many on the reactant side? 2 chlorine. So what do we say? We say 2X is equal to what? 2X is equal to what? How many chlorine do we have here? 1 chlorine. So we say Y again. Now, from the look of things, we have brought out the equations. So now, how do we get our coefficients, the value for our coefficient? We have to solve for it. So calm down, it's very easy. We just have to identify which of these is the smallest. Look at it. 2W equals to 1Y. No, this looks big. W equals to 2Z. Interesting. Let's wait. 4W equals to 8Z. That's big. X equals to 3Z. 2X equals to Y. Let's pick this. This is a little bit smaller. So if we see W equals to 2Z, what do we mean? If we assign Z to be what? 1, it means W is what? 2. Yes. So if we assign Z, if we say Z equal to 1. Say Z equal to 1, which means W will be equal to what? 2. W now equal to 2. What do we have here? So now from this now, how can we be able to solve the rest? Now from the look of things, we have to solve this first. We say x equals to 3z, and we already know that z is equals to 1. So what is the answer? X now will be equals to what? 3 multiplied by 1 will give us what? 3. So we now know that our x is 3. So finally y. How do we get y? Y is what? 2x equals to y. And we know x is already 3. So 3 now, that is 2 times 3. What will it give to us? It will give us what? It will give us 2 times 3, 6. Now from here we've gotten all the values for the coefficient. So now let's impute it. You can see them. So we say W is what? 2. Clean W, put 2. It's as easy as this. The next step is x. X is what? 3. We say x is 3. Clean it, put 3. Now what next? Y. We say y is what? Y is 6. Clean this y, replace it with the value, the original value, 6. Now finally z. Z is 1. So just clean the z off and put. We're not going to put any value because actually there is always an invisible one, so we all know that. So just leave it. We assume that there's 1 there, so you don't have to put. You can put it if you want to see it there, but just let it be like that. Okay, now moving on. How do we now know that this equation is balanced? How do we know? Simple. The way I told you guys before how to know when an equation is balanced. Let's draw the table. Let's draw the table. Now we have sodium. Sodium to be how many? This 2 is now affecting this sodium. So this sodium is no longer 3. So 2 times 3 is 6. We have sodium to be what? 6 in this side. So look at this. In the product side, what do we have? Sodium to be what? We have sodium to be 6. Is this easy? So now phosphorus now is affected by this coefficient, this 2. That is the number of mole of the compound. So we now say phosphorus is now what? 2. Phosphorus is 2. Let's look at that side. Still look at it. Phosphorus is only affected by this bracket, which is now what? 1 phosphorus times 2 is equals to what? 2 phosphorus. So we now have phosphorus to be 2. Moving forward, oxygen. How many oxygen do we have? Originally we have 4 oxygen, but because of this number of mole here affecting the whole compound, what happens? 2 times this 4 will give us 8. So we have oxygen to be 8. Oxygen is 8. Moving forward to that side, how many oxygen do we have? 4 oxygen in this compound affected by the bracket is now what? 4 times 2 is also 8. Now you see that the algebraic method is not easy. It's not hard, sorry. You just have to take it step by step. Actually, it seems a little bit calculation. I know some people don't like calculation, but with practice, definitely you will get it right. Just take it step by step. Now finally we also have magnesium. From the looks of things, magnesium is what? Only 3 magnesium. So we put it, magnesium is 3. Looking in the product side, what do we have? Magnesium is also 3. So it's easy peasy. Now finally we have chlorine. How many chlorine do we have on the reactant side? We have chlorine to be what? 2 chlorine original, but because of the number of mole 3 here, 2 times 3 we have 6 chlorine. In the product side, look at it, these 6 molecules of sodium chloride is affecting this chlorine. So we have how many chlorine? 6 chlorine. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we just balance this equation using algebraic method. Is this easy? So this is how you get your coefficient, and this is how you cross check if it's actually correct. But definitely it's the most accurate method. If you've gotten your answer, there's no need for you to cross check, but sometimes you just cross check for some but exam condition is the most accurate. Use it. Okay, let's moving forward to the next question. Okay, moving on, we have another equation here. So now, as we did it before, we're going to do it again. So first of all, let's assign our arbitrary alphabets, which are W, X, Y, and Z. Okay, so now next thing we have to do is that we have to bring out the elements. We have what? We have nitrogen, we have hydrogen, and we have oxygen. What else do we have here? I think that's all. So let's go into it. How many nitrogen do we have? We have what? 1 nitrogen here. So we just have to say W is equals to what? How many nitrogen do we have? There we have 2 nitrogen. So what do we say? We have 2Z. Okay, hydrogen. How many hydrogen do we have? We have 3 hydrogen. Well, so we now say 3W is now equals to what? How many hydrogen here? 2 hydrogen. So we have to say 2Y. Okay. Lastly, we have oxygen. How many oxygen do we have here? We have 2 oxygen. So we say 2x is equals to what? How many oxygen do we now have here? 1 oxygen. We say y. 2s equals to y. So now from this, what do we pick? I think we should pick here. This is the smallest to me. So let's go. So now if we see 1W is equal to 2Z, it means if we assign an arbitrary number to Z, that Z is 1, it means that what? 2Z will now be W. So it means if Z is equal to 1, we say 2 plus 2, that is Z plus Z will give us W. So that 1 plus 1 will now be what? 2. So we say W is equal to 2. Next thing we have here, we say 3W equals to 2Y. And we already have the value of W. So 3 now times this 2, the value we've gotten. 2 times 3 is 6. We now say 2 times 2 equals to 3 times 2 is equals to 2y. If 3 times 2 will give us 6, 6 will now be what? 6 will now be 6 is equal to what? 2y. Divide both sides by 2. We divide both sides by 2. We cancel here, cancel here, cancel here 1, cancel here to give us 3. So now what we've got is that y is equals to 3. So let's clean this. Let's clean this. Y equals to 3. If we've gotten that y is equals to 3 and we have this equation 2x equals to y, if we say 2x equal to y and we say y is already 3, we've gotten the value of y is equals to 3. What do we do now? X now will now be equals to, we divide both sides by 2, divide both sides by 2, cancel here, cancel here. We now have x to be 3 over 2. X now equals to 3 over 2. What's the value for 3 over 2? 3 over 2 can also be written as 1.5. Note that. So now To check that we have gotten the right value for this, we have to do what we did before. We draw a table demarcating what the product and the reactant from the product. So now let's put in our coefficients. If W is equals to 2 already, W is 2, we have X to be 3 over 2, then Y to be 3, Y is 3, and Z is 1, so we don't have to write it, we just claim it out. So let's check if we balance this equation correctly. We have 2 nitrogen. If we say nitrogen now is equals to 2, how many nitrogen do we have in the other side? We have nitrogen to be 2. Now let's check for the hydrogen. Hydrogen is how many here? 3 originally. So this 3 now, we now multiply the number of mole, which is the coefficient. 3 times 2 will give us what? 6. So hydrogen is what? Hydrogen is equals to 6. How many hydrogen do we have here? 2 that is originally 2 here. So now 2 now, we now times the coefficient, which is 3. 2 times 3 will give us 6. Hydrogen is 6. So now, finally, let's come to the fraction. Has it ever occurred to you that equation can also have fraction? Here they can also have fraction, complex fractions like this, not even like 1 over 2. The normal fraction we sometimes see. So 3 over 2 can also be 1.5. So now 1.5, if this is 1.5 and we have 2 oxygen originally, 1.5 times 2, what will it give you? 3. Just plus it if you are confused. 1.5 plus 1.5, what will it give you? 3. So let's go. We have how many oxygen to be 3. So checking this side, now look at it. Oxygen is 1, and the coefficient, the number of mole of this water molecule is what? 3. So 3 will now affect this 1 oxygen. 3 times 1 will give us oxygen to be 3. My dear, we'll just balance this equation. So let's try another example to make sure you really understood how to balance an equation using the algebraic method. No matter any equation, it will always give you the accurate answer to that equation. Next up, we have to do what? We have to assign an arbitrary coefficient. So we now put W, X, Y, and what? Z. Okay, now since we have assigned our arbitrary coefficient, what do we do next? Okay, we have to bring out the elements as usual. You see, potassium is what? Potassium is equals to what? 2W in the reactant side. So now, how many potassium do we have there? We have 1 potassium. It's equals to what? Z. Okay, moving forward, what do we have here? We have how many carbon? We say carbon is 1. So what do we say? W now is equal to what? How many carbon do we have in the other side? We have only 1 carbon originally, but there is a 3 affecting that 1 carbon. So 1 times 3 will give us 3. So you have what? 3Y. Now, oxygen. How many oxygen do we have? We have oxygen to be what? 3. We have 3 oxygen. So now what do? We say 3W is now equal to what? How many oxygen do we have in the product side? We have originally 3 oxygen. But because it's in a bracket which is under the influence of 3, 3 times 3 will give us 9. So we now have 9Y. What do we have again? We have aluminum. We have aluminum to be what? We have aluminum to be 2. So we say 2x is equal to what? In the product side, aluminum is also what? 2. So we now see 2y. Okay, finally chlorine. What do we have? We have chlorine to be what? 6. We have 6 what? 6x is now equal to what? How many chlorine do we have in the other side? We have 1. So we have Z finally. Okay, from the look of things, we've gotten the equation. Now let us solve this equation and get our answer. Now from the look of things, look at it well. You notice that this is obviously the smallest. This is the smallest. If 6x can give us 1z, if we give x an arbitrary number which is 1, let's give it 1. So you see x now is now equals to 1. So 6x will give us what? Z. And we now say 1 now times 6 will give us what? 6. Which means z is what? Z is 6. Next up, how do we now get w? Which equation will give us w? There are a lot of equations here, but which one is closest? We have 2w equals to z. 2w is equals to z. Now we say 2w, write it out. 2w equals to z. And we have z to be 6. So claim it, replace z with 6. If we divide both sides by 2, what will happen? 2 go here 1, 2 go here, 2 go here 1, 2 go here 1, 2 go here what? It will give us 3. So we have w to be 3. Let's clean all this out. Okay. We have w to be 3. Now it's meaning y. So now which equation will give us y? That is. Okay, let's use okay, let's use this equation. Okay, we have 3w. So if we say 3 bracket 3, let's use this equation. 3 bracket 3 equals to how many? 9y. 3 times 3 is going to give us what? 9. So if it gives us 9, we cancel out obviously. 9 divided by 9 over 9. 1, 1 out. So y is equals to 1. Okay, from here we can impute our values. W is what? W is 3. We have x to be what? X is what? 1. So we don't write it. We have y to be what? 1. We're not going to write it also. Then z is 6. So since we have gotten it, how do we know that our answer is correct? We just rule our line, demarcating what? The reactant from the product. So okay, next up we now see potassium is 2 original. Based on the influence of the coefficient, which is the number of mole, 2 times this is what? 6. So we now see the potassium is equal to 6. We already have potassium there to be equal to 6. Okay. Now next element, you have carbon. Carbon is only 1 carbon here. Sorry, not 1 carbon, 3 carbon. And here, yes, carbon is also what? 3. Do you know why carbon is 3 here? Because of the coefficient. This is affecting this carbon. So carbon is 3. And here, this bracket is also affecting carbon, making carbon 3. So carbon is what? 3. Here, and also carbon is opposed to 3. So the next element is oxygen. Oxygen is how many here? 3 originally. 3 times 3 will give you 9 oxygen. Oxygen is equals to 9. How many oxygen do we have here? 3 times 3, 9 also. Oxygen is equals to 9. Okay, aluminium. How many aluminium do we have? We have 2 aluminium here. We have 2 aluminium. So aluminium is equals to 2 aluminium. 2. Okay, so finally we have chlorine to be what? What is chlorine? Let's see. How many chlorine do we have here? 6 chlorine. We have chlorine to be 6. And looking at this side, we also have chlorine to be 6. Okay. Hope I've proven to you that looking for or how to balance an equation is very easy. You just have to follow it step by step. So from this, I believe you can now solve anything concerning balancing of equation by yourself. Okay, after watching this video, do well to practice more questions so that you can get very good at it. If you get good at it, definitely anywhere you see it, you are going to smash it. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. Thank you, my fellow Kemenites.
Oh no! Oh no!